Hello, Gaston County. Welcome to episode number 192 of Gaston's Great, a podcast highlighting some of the great things happening in and around Gaston County. I'm your host, Stephen Long. We're coming to you once again from the international headquarters of GSM Services right here in downtown Gastonia. We simply believe in discussing more of the reasons why Gaston's great. We're highlighting another great organization this week and have Kim Elmore and Samarian Ray with us from Cancer Services of Gaston County. Kim is the executive director, and Samarian is the program director of the organization. Kim and Sam, it's great to have you on, and welcome back to the podcast.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Absolutely. Yeah, we had Cancer Services on way back, I think it was October of 2021 on episode 26. So it's always good to get an organization back and talk about what has been going on the past few years. But first question we'd like to ask, I'm going to start with you. Sam, if that's okay, just tell us a little bit about yourself, anything you'd like to share.
So my name is Sam. I am born and raised in Gastonia. I am a proud Ashford graduate. Green Wave.
Me too, but probably a few years before you probably, but yes, I am as well.
I also graduated from Winston-Salem State University, and I currently go to Lenore-Ryan pursuing my master's in public health and a master's in business administration.
You should be running this podcast.
You know what?
Not little old me.
I'll be done in December. It's been a long journey, but I'm finally almost done with
congratulations.
that.
That's awesome.
So pretty much what brought me to Cancer Services a long time ago, Cancer Services actually helped my grandma with her cancer. Okay. And I was a part of the Youth Advisory Council there. And I stumbled upon a job posting, and I took a leap of faith, and Miss Kim took a gamble on me, and I've been there since February, and I'm very happy.
Well, good. And good for you and good for Cancer Services.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. So, Kim, how would you answer that question? Tell us a little bit about yourself, please, for our listeners.
In October, I will have been with Cancer Services 20 years.
Wow.
On Halloween. That is amazing. My youngest was still in diapers and not even walking, and he's now in college. So, yeah, it is crazy how time has flown by.
Yeah, it's wild.
I am also an Ashbrook graduate, but even before you, Stephen. So I think I'm the winner here in terms of the oldest graduate.
We won't go there.
What else can I tell you about myself? My two favorite things, I think I said this in the last podcast.
You may have.
My two favorite things that I have is a vacuum cleaner and a gas blower.
Yeah, I think you did. I do remember that. That might have been the tell us something you don't very few people know about you. That might have been
the answer to that
question.
Those are my two favorite things that I own. Love them. I use a vacuum cleaner every day, and I love my gas blower out in the yard. I get out there and I can blow for hours.
I can see the gas blower, but the vacuum cleaner, That's a stretch. That's a stretch.
I have a dog and he sheds, and
we have a shedder at our house too.
I have issues with hair, so I have to vacuum every day.
All right. Well.
It's a OCD problem I have to work on. It's getting worse.
All right, so maybe we should just stop the podcast now. With nothing else to talk about. So, all right. So again, right before we started recording, I kind of talked about my experience with Cancer Services. My wife was a board member, but I've just been aware of the organization for many years. But we may have some listeners who are not aware. So I'll start with you, Kim, just because you're 20 years worth. So maybe just what is the mission of Cancer Services? Maybe any short history if it's required. Just what is Cancer Services? What do you guys do? And what would be benefit for our listeners to hear about that?
Cancer Services has been around since 1977. We are a local nonprofit, not affiliated with any national organizations, and our mission is to provide support and services needed by individuals and families living with cancer and to actively promote healthy lifestyles. And that's where Sam comes in the second part of our mission, but the main reason people come to our office on a daily basis is to pick up supplies like Ensure, Glucerna for diabetics, chicken noodle soup and Gatorade. We give that out when they pick up their liquid nutrition. We also provide adult briefs, bed pads, those kinds of things, miscellaneous medical supplies, medical equipment, wheelchair, walker, bedside commode, shower seats.
Things that, is it fair to say things that when a family all of a sudden is starting to deal with that, they're just not going to think of, right?
Yes. When you hear those.
Our family has dealt with it too, so.
Yeah, those three terrible words, you have cancer. We heard that my mom had lung cancer. I don't know if it was fortunately or unfortunately, she passed away in a week. I mean, we didn't even have time to process that she had cancer. But when you hear those words, it's just devastating.
Yeah, my father was 13 days from diagnosis.
Wow,
Yeah,
so you can relate.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's
we were
crazy.
Still trying to figure out what to do next, right?
Yes, it just happens so fast. So, people don't know where to turn or what to do. We work very closely with the Claremont Cancer Center, and the nurse navigators there refer people, make sure that they know. And also Levine is awesome about, making sure that patients know that they can come to us for services. And again, you said you don't know where to turn or if you need help, especially if you require radiation every day for 6 weeks and somebody has to work and you have no way to get there. We provide transportation to and from treatment. We don't just stick you on a bus. We actually, work with Ameritrans, and they're awesome. So they're putting a taxi cab, and so it's a comfortable ride. But we also, help with other needs. It just depends. Everybody has a different journey. But our main goal is to ease that burden on the individual and their family to get them through their cancer journey.
Yeah, because it's a lot. It is a lot. Because my father-in-law as well had cancer too. So we've got that experience and things that we were not expecting. It's just burden's not the right word, but it's all of a sudden just something different and you don't know what to do. So it's nice to have an organization or people around you who know what to do or know what's going to happen or what to expect.
And sadly enough, 1 out of 3 Gaston County residents will hear those words.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, most everybody has been touched by cancer in one way or another, whether they've had it themselves or a family member or a friend or, yes.
All right, Sam, what about you? Program coordinator, relative to, I know Kim just listed out a bunch of initiatives that I'm aware of, but what on the program side, what would you add to that?
So for the programs, there was already 2 programs that were already established. So we had bingo, and that happens the last Thursday of every month. So tomorrow I'll be playing bingo with survivors, and we have a few people currently living with cancer, but that's a time for them to gather with people going through the same thing or people that has already gone through it. And it's lighthearted, something really fun for them to do, get their mind off of what they're going through. And then we do support group the first Wednesday of every month. And support group is a little bit heavier, but it's needed, it's necessary. We'll actually have VIA health partners with us next week. So to talk about palliative care. And also what I do as program coordinator, I'm pretty much responsible for educating people for cancer prevention, but also awareness. So I'm currently working on an HPV cancer awareness event. It'll be a tea party at Muddy River Distillery.
Oh.
Yeah. A lot of women aren't aware of the connection.
Don't normally hear that together, tea party and distillery in the same.
And they are.
When is that?
That is August 22nd. So Muddy River, they actually worked with us for our Colors of Hope gala. They gave us a couple things to auction off in our silent auction. So making sure we engage with them during the year. I reached out and they said, yeah, we'll host an event. So we're going to be there.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah. Yeah, they've been involved in a lot of things that our Rotary Club just had a little event over there. So.
Oh, we are at the Rotary Club as well. I started that. We started a garden.
Oh, did you?
Okay. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I met Dave Fogarty with the Rotary Club.
Yeah, I know
and
Dave.
He gave us a plot, and now we garden for our clients because a lot of people with cancer face food insecurity. I think it's anywhere between 17 to 50% of people battling cancer have food insecurity. So we started a garden.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, because, even going to get groceries, right? I mean, even those little things, those daily tasks that you take for granted can all of a sudden be more difficult.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Especially if you don't have somebody there that can do that for you, that's close or local. So yeah, that's those little things we do take for granted.
I would like to interject at the opportunity of.
Sure.
You didn't get to finish. Dr. Harris, Kelvin Harris is going to be speaking,
Yes.
but so hoping to have like 50 women there. It's going to be a great event, but it was a great opportunity for me to throw in.
I think Dr. Harris delivered you.
He delivered 2 of my
I've met
3 children.
a lot of women that has told me this.
Yeah, when he was brand new, he delivered my oldest, who's now 34. So I've been going to him for a long time. But he would have delivered all 3, but his grandmother had passed away, so he didn't get Emily. But he's awesome. But we are also offering a new program because she was talking about the food insufficiency. like you were talking about, just go grocery shopping or whatever. But a lot of times the elderly people, when they're going through cancer treatment, they can't cook for themselves. They just don't feel good. They don't feel up to it. Maybe their spouse is sick and not able to cook as well. So we are partnering with the Cancer Center at Claremont Cancer Center and putting together, as a matter of fact, we were at First Wesley in Bessemer City in their kitchen cooking yesterday for 5 hours, making over 250 meals. And they're going to be kept at Cancer Services, and people who are going through chemo treatment, right after they when they're going through chemo treatment, they'll be told that they can come and get meals that will be frozen, that they can just pop in a microwave. To make that easier for them to make sure that these people are able to get food. So this is something brand spanking new that we're throwing out there. We've got, we fixed meatloaf with mashed potatoes and green.
We made egg bites and breakfast casserole. So every meal has a vegetarian option because sometimes eating meat is a little heavy. And then, of course, some people don't eat meat. So we have egg bites and breakfast casserole. We have baked chicken and spaghetti.
And meatloaf. And a pasta fagioli soup. Soup, not soap.
Let's not feed anybody soup.
Kim and I diced 8 cups of carrots for that. So
wow.
Yeah, we were working yesterday.
Yeah, it was awesome. We worked from 12 to 5 and got it knocked out. It was amazing. We had volunteers from the church and from the Cancer Center, and Sam and I were there, and we were cooking up a storm. But that's something new that we're offering to try to help with the food insufficiency.
Yeah, and in my experience and understanding is, chemo affects people so differently too, right? I mean, it can be just to the point where people can't do anything, and then the next person is not as bad, but you sure don't feel like going home and cooking or whatever, or so that's a great, that's another good one. Kim, what about what's been going on? Anything big in the last 5 years? I do remember when we first talked. I remember it was still COVID going on.
Yes.
You remember that? I don't even like to say that word anymore.
I know.
And there was issues with getting insure, and gosh, there were all kinds of, I'm assuming that has wasn't too long after that, I'm assuming that settled out. But anything worth noting in the past 5 years, besides, bringing on an all-star here?
Yes, definitely brought on an all-star. I would say just the services. I think we are more committed than ever in terms of providing services and meeting the needs. Like I said, everybody has a different need when they're going through this journey. So whether it be, we heard of one story. It was after the fact, but last Christmas we found out that one of the cancer patients, she had her children and her grandchildren living with her, but her power had been turned off through Christmas. So there were no lights, Christmas tree lights for the kids. They were sleeping in their car at night for heat. And so once we got word of that, we got their power bill turned back on. And I mean, what an awful story.
Yeah.
But she didn't want to ask for help. That's hard. That's hard, So we're really committed to, we're always trying to think of ways, what else can we do? We've added counseling for our clients and the caretaker because that's tough.
It can be.
So we work with 112 counseling in McAdenville, and we had someone else. We're in transition right now. Our former counselor, she was doing it virtually, but she wasn't able to. Her husband was sick with cancer. So we make sure our clients know that there's counseling available. A big thing that has really taken off is, we also provide mastectomy supplies for women going through breast cancer, mastectomy bras and prostheses, and of course wigs. But compression bras, right when women are going through surgery, after their surgery, the surgeons are recommending that they wear a compression bra.
Okay.
So Patricia, who is just awesome and stays on top of things, found out about this, and so we started providing compression bras. Well, I want to say, I wish I had the exact number, but we provided over 200 compression bras last year. It's just huge. It has just taken off, and because a lot of women are getting reconstructive surgery, the need for mastectomy bras and prostheses is not as big as it used to be. But the compression bra, it's been huge.
Interesting. So that's something that's different now.
Yes.
Compared to the past.
Yes.
Also, you have a different job title.
I do.
The last 5 years?
Oh, yeah, I do. Yeah, that's right. Yes, I'm now the executive director. Never dreamt in a million years that I would be sitting in that hot seat, in that seat. Just never thought that would happen. But yes,
well, good for Cancer Services and good for Gaston County.
Well, thank you, thank you. It's this job is definitely just a blessing. It is. I've been in that situation before where my husband was going through kidney failure on dialysis and had 2 small children and didn't know where to turn for help. And luckily there were a lot of people in the community that helped us in our church. But, it's just so awesome to be able to be there for these people when they're going through something like this. It's awful.
Yeah.
It just, it's so expensive. The treatment is so expensive, and then you're sick. So it's
and the treatments you might not be able to work because of the treatments or the disease.
Yes. I mean, the financial burden that it places on the family. Or they're trying to choose between my medicine or do I provide food? I mean, it's awful. So.
Yeah, with my father and my father-in-law, luckily, they both had support systems, right? And my father-in-law lived with us the last 3 or 4 months. And so, he was able to have that, but we were fully aware that that's not always the case. And so we were just lucky to be able to experience that, with both of them. What about, I'll start with you on this one, Sam. You're 5 or 6 months or so with Cancer Services. Is there something that stands out that you've experienced or seen, something you're most proud of, seeing happen, or wow, this really hits the mission of Cancer Service, or something you've experienced yourself?
It would be just observing the clients that we serve. Okay. I'll say every time that we have bingo or support group, or even them just coming in, seeing people that are going through what's probably the hardest time in their life, and they are so positive. They speak life into me. Yes. I should be speaking life into them, but they will come in my office and speak life into me. And that changes your outlook on everything. Every time that I find myself wanting to complain about something, it's nothing that I can really complain about when after seeing these people going through the hardest time in their life and they are still positive. Because what am I complaining about?
Yeah. It does change your perspective, and it
does.
I've had the same experiences with a lot of the things I've been involved with in the community, people that I've known.
And also just like seeing how the community really shows up, because our Colors of Hope Gala, the people there, they were just willing to give. They support the mission, they support our clients, and just seeing the support that's in Gaston County, it really just changes your outlook. And like you said, this is a great place to live. This is a great county, and working at Cancer Services, I fully realized how much I really love Gaston County.
Oh, good, great, gosh.
Yeah.
The mic drop.
Yeah, it's
wow,
been
Kim,
a short time.
So you gotta follow that. And how can you answer that same question? Yeah, that's very good. Sound effect there. Perfect timing. But how would you answer anything in the last 4 or 5 years, or since you've been in charge, something that stands out like, wow, yeah, I'm really proud that we're doing that. Or maybe you've already described it a few times. You've already shared a lot.
Like Sam said, these people who are going through this, and they are so positive. I mean, it just, when I feel like I'm having a bad day or I'm struggling with whatever I've got going on, I'm like Sam, I tell myself, man, you got nothing. You got nothing to complain about, because the unknown is so scary when you're facing cancer. We see good outcomes and we see bad outcomes. And
unfortunately, some things are inevitable.
Yes. Yes. We just lost a client that was 35 years old, 5 children.
Gosh.
Yes. Golly, it's just been, that's been hard. We helped, we provided Christmas for their 5 children this past Christmas, and that was so much fun. And I actually was looking forward to maybe doing it again this year, but unfortunately, Rob didn't make it. But, so, being able to be there, but like Sam said, with the community, in the past 4 years that I've been executive director, has just been, people have just shown up and just supported us. And we can't do what we do without the support of our community. So it's just awesome how people have supported Cancer Services. And there are a lot of good people out there in this world. We hear all the bad stuff.
Yeah.
And, it seems like people are so angry all the time these days. So it's really nice that we're on this end, that we get to see the good side.
Yeah, listen, if you remember, that's kind of how the reason we started this podcast actually was, there's so many good things out there, and we don't hear about it, especially during
Yes.
COVID. Ugh, that time was just, ugh.
Yeah, that was awful.
So, yeah, but even now, you know, you unfortunately have to go look for it. But you don't have to look very hard. If you you don't have to look very far.
Not
very
in
hard.
Gaston County, you don't.
Mm-mm.
What about looking ahead? Is there anything big on the horizon? Are you just trying to continue the work you're doing the next few years, or any other program? Just anything in general, or are you just trying to continue the work that you're doing?
Well, with Sam here, go ahead, Sam, take it
Bring
away.
it on.
So I set a couple goals when
Okay.
I stepped into my position. I want to increase our visibility in the, I guess, more rural areas of our county.
Okay.
So hitting Cherryville, Bessemer City, High Shoals, areas like that. We don't get
You
a lot
said
of.
Cherryville properly, I believe. So good job.
Went to Bessemer City Central and Bessemer City Middle, so I learned that young.
Yeah, we know somebody's not from around here, depending on how they pronounce that.
Yeah, Cherryville.
That's exactly right.
So just really wanting to get in those areas of the county, but we also serve Cleveland County and Lincoln County, but Lincoln County. A lot of people don't know.
Right.
So I really want to try to get into those areas because we can serve them as well. And I want them to know we exist and we're here for you. I also really want to get more men involved. I'm noticing that a lot of men, they're more reluctant to come to support group and bingo and those things, but they need support as well. So that's
We're just stubborn and prideful, and I mean.
But that's a goal I have, and I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try my hardest.
We have the same needs and issues. We're just too dumb to go look for help.
Or just they don't want to accept
Ask
it.
for
and so-
directions.
Yeah.
So that's a challenge that I'm going to be taking on soon, and I don't know where to start. I'm going to have a panel of leaders in the community, men that are leaders in the community, and we're going to try to tackle this thing. So
Good.
that's something. And I'm also having a caregiver event this November because, like you said, caregivers are important to the journey. So we're going to give back to caregivers.
Yeah. I could give you my wife and I just had mostly my wife, a long journey with her mother with Alzheimer's. After 8 or 9 years of my wife being the primary caregiver, so I know all about that. And it's cancer journey can be very similar. You know, it's different, a little different probably, but very similar on those caregivers. Would you add anything to that from a broader sense for cancer services, or is that your future plan here? That what she just described? You know.
Well, in the past 4 years, being the executive director, and I actually was I was still doing the community outreach director position as well. So I felt like our programs had there was only so much I could do.
Sure.
So when we hired Sam, I told her this is something that's very important. Our mission is twofold, like I said, when we have people that come into the office and we provide services. Yes, we know that's obvious, but the promoting healthy lifestyles is really very big. I've always been very big on tobacco education. I was hired as the tobacco education coordinator. So, for kids, and vaping took off in 2006, and then right during when the COVID hit, it was epidemic numbers in 2017 and 18. So that was a big passion of mine, is to reach these kids because they think that, it can't be bad for you. So yes, getting our programs is very important, getting that up and going. Of course, our two big fundraisers are always crucial to being able to provide the services that we provide. The Gaston County Amateur Golf Tournament's coming up in September 11th through the 13th. 3-day event, Catawba Creek, Kramer Mountain, and Gaston Country Club. 96 to 104 golfers come and play to vie for that amateur championship title. So it's not just a fundraiser, but it is actually a true tournament.
Oh yeah, my dad played in that for years.
Yeah, awesome. We raised over $100,000 for that last year. So that I see continuing in the future because it's so big. And then, of course, Colors of Hope just keeps growing. I was looking at, I saw some numbers, and our first one was $30,000 that we raised. It was crazy. And here we are looking at $220,000, our budget.
Yeah, it's a great event. I've attended many times.
You have. Thank you so much for your support.
It's a great event.
But it is so much fun. So we're always looking for ways to improve. We are. We've hired somebody to do our social media, so we're going to be more present on social media. So I think that's really something big that we needed to add. Yes, so people can see us in action, not just a picture or whatever. So people will start seeing us on social media a little bit more with reels and that kind of thing. So,
Yeah, I have a love-hate relationship with social media, right? But because it can be so positive,
I know
when it's used right.
You and me both.
But then the other side of it is like, ugh. But it's important. I mean,
it is.
We've got a social media expert right here, and she does her and her team do a terrific job for us. And it's something that's if you're going to be in business,
you have
private, non-private, doesn't matter. It's a great way to get exposure.
Yes, so that is something that I'm really excited about. And with having Sam on board and some young blood, because we're all old, well, I don't want to say old. We're older at Cancer Services, the three of us. So Sam is our future, and she's not putting any pressure on you, Sam, but
but it works so well.
It's all up to you, Sam. Good luck.
I bring in the new ideas, and she gives me her expertise, and we just bounce off of each other. I love the dynamic in our office for that reason.
It is. She brings in new ideas, fresh ideas, and just the way she goes about she's so methodical about everything. And she gives me a lot of paperwork because she's always doing stuff. Yeah,
I'll come in her office I'll have a folder and I'll have a bunch of papers, and ittle be a full report.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yes.
Full
it's
project
amazing.
Proposals.
Nice.
I'm like, I feel so inadequate.
Well, actually, that's good.
So awesome. Yeah,
that's
she's
good.
awesome.
We need people around us that are actually going to do that and push us to those type of new heights, so to speak.
And a lot of people are familiar with Cancer Services, but there are people that don't. And Sam mentioned how we service other counties. We are probably 96%, 97% Gaston County.
Gotcha.
That's who we serve. But there are Caramont, and they're out there in Lincolnton, and they're in Shelby or whatever. So there are patients that live in outlying counties like Lincoln County and Cleveland County and York County. There isn't another agency like us in those counties. So if they're receiving treatment, at a facility and they have cancer and they're coming to Gastonia for treatment or whatever, yes, we're helping those people. So we want to make sure that we just want to continue to grow. Sadly enough, cancer numbers continue to rise.
Yeah.
I mean, we'd love to be out of a job and have to go to McDonald's and work.
Yeah.
But we would love to be out of a job, but unfortunately that doesn't seem to be the case. So
no, I'm afraid not.
We just want to make sure people know that we're here, that there is help, there is somewhere to turn.
With your experience, and you're talking about education, prevention, lifestyle, was there one piece of advice for our listeners that, okay, if you do this is going to be a big thing that might help you from not getting cancer in the future? Is there one thing that jumps out? What's the biggest number one thing? Or
tanning?
Yeah.
You were going to say tanning? I was going to say diet.
I was going to say, because tanning beds,
tanning beds specifically.
Tanning beds, yeah, that ups your chances. I want to say they said
I've never been in a tanning bed. Yeah.
Tanning beds, they increase your chances of skin cancer dramatically.
I was going to say diet only because the American Cancer Society is now saying that people, men and women under the age of 50 with colon cancer, the numbers are rising, and that's a lot of it's got to do with
fiber
our diet.
Intake.
Yeah, I'm a big podcast listener. I read a lot, and there's a couple of health podcasts I listen to. In especially the last 2 or 3 years, you're hearing a lot more about that.
Yes.
Related to, not just cancer, Alzheimer's.
Yes.
Processed foods. Just the way we don't have, in general, we don't have an issue with not having enough food anymore, but it's how it's so different now.
Yes.
And so I think both of those are good. Those are great examples. Yeah.
We brought in Allison Evanoff. She's Dr.
Evanoff. Yeah.
We brought in Dr. Evanoff in June to talk about Nutrition 101 with our clients, and it was a really good discussion, and she talked about the importance of eating more whole foods.
Absolutely.
Eating clean.
Yes. And, knowing what you're eating.
But then you can get into that can be more expensive.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Right. So it can be a catch-22, and it's and then where do you live? Do you have access to to stores or that have that type of food, right? Because convenience is a problem too.
She actually broke it down because people think that, and there is some truth to that, but she did break it down to show if you buy stuff at the store and you fix meals, how it really kind of equates to eating out or whatever. It is comparable in a lot of ways, but if you're buying fruit is expensive. I don't know if people are buying it so much of the what's out there, the lettuce and stuff, but I think they got that under control.
Yeah, that's a good one.
But I would say diet, but yes, and obviously smoking.
Well, yeah, surely that message is out now, right? I mean, unfortunately,
you would think.
my father was lung cancer, and when he was young, he's back in the
everybody smoked.
back in the 50s,
right?
He the data wasn't available, right? So he started smoking. He smoked for 50 years. He finally quit, but he had smoked for too long.
But do you notice? I'm sorry. Do you notice that more and more in songs and in movies and TV, people are smoking? It used to be with the Tobacco Master Settlement Agreement, they couldn't do that. They couldn't do that in movies and stuff. And now
probably just don't pay attention to that.
Everybody, all the country songs, they're talking about smoking their cigarettes.
Oh boy!
And I feel like
smoking
is
their
coming
dog
back.
died. They got kicked out of their house. Isn't that what every country song is about?
With their blue jeans in their truck, yeah.
To the point you made about not knowing things, that's the issue that's going on with the vapes right now. Students aren't aware of, and we aren't really aware of what the vapes will do in the future. So I met with Gaston County Schools because we're going to partner with the health department in Gaston County Schools to go into the schools and educate about vape usage. And right now in Gaston County Schools, vapes is number 2, only behind girl fights.
Yeah, to soak that one in.
Specifically girl fights, but vapes is number 2.
Yeah. That can't be a problem. I'm going to fix your. That can't be a problem at Ashburn. Surely not.
No.
They said it's going as low as 5th grade and everything.
Yes.
Well, the vapes being found in the schools. So.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Yeah. Vaping has been a huge problem in the bathrooms. Huge.
Interesting. All right. So what is let's go ahead and just get into what's y'all's biggest needs at the moment. Is it volunteers? Is it money? Is it, and then talk about the golf tournament specifics about that, and then the other event. Let's go ahead and get into that before we close this episode out.
Soup and Gatorade.
Soup and Gatorade. We could have said that together. Okay. We cannot keep that, and we've really struggled the past year trying to keep that in stock. Chicken noodle soup. You'd be surprised what 4 cans of chicken noodle soup can do for a cancer patient. Gatorade. Including Gatorade Zero, because we have diabetics, and they've even come out with a lower sugar Gatorade. We worry about the sugar that we're giving, so we're looking into that. But Gatorade and chicken noodle soup, we rely solely on. I say solely on donations, but we've actually been purchasing it for our clients because there's such a strong need for it. So anybody out there.
So just dropping it off at your office?
Yes, yes. Do a drive.
Can people ship it to your office?
Yes, they can. You can go on Amazon and just have it sent to us in your church, or if you're in any kind of women's group or school. Or
I know our listeners can just look up your website and get the address, but what's the address?
306 South Columbia Street.
Yes, we're right around the corner from you. We're down right by Tony's Ice Cream. So still tricky to find sometimes, it seems like, but yes, right. We butt up to Miller Automotive.
Yep.
So
you know where Miller Automotive is. Your car's been there.
Yes,
Shout out to Ben Miller.
Yeah. Chicken noodle soup and Gatorade is always a huge need. Adult briefs are always a huge need in the small, medium, and large.
Okay. All right, listeners, we got a charge for you out there.
Yes.
They currently have a need. What about the so the golf tournament's coming up in September? Yes. I'm assuming they can find information on the website for that?
Yes, they can. We're doing something new this year where it's going all digital. So they're using Golf Genius, and I'm going to put a shout out to Devin at Kramer Mountain Club because he's helping us with that, the transition. We still have entry forms available online and at our office for those folks who are not tech savvy and not, because we have the amateur division, the senior division, and the super senior division, and low junior. But for those people who just would rather fill out the entry form and drop a check off, but you can sign up online and pay online and knock it all out. we actually have more people signed up right now than we've ever had in July. I mean, that's unheard of because of it being out there and available to go ahead and do online. So we're very excited
we
about
live in an online world, don't we?
I know. It was a necessary evil. It's time, and I'm so excited about it. It's just going to make things so much easier. But this is a transition year, so we'll see how that goes.
See what happens. Looking
for sponsors, always. We have, just an amazing group of sponsors every year that support us, but we're always looking for new sponsors. Love for people to come out and watch. And then Colors of Hope is April 9th next year. So always looking for sponsors for that. That is such a fun evening. It's a time people can dress up. We ask them to wear something colorful for Colors of Hope, of course. It used to be Faces of Hope. It's what we were known for. But Colors of Hope kind of represents all cancers.
Sure.
It's just a fun evening with auctions and dinner, and Dr. Butler does such an awesome job being our auctioneer. So anyway, we're looking forward to that in April.
Good. All right. Is there anything I haven't asked that I should have asked? Make sure you want to get across before we're going to shift gears to make you guys answer a couple questions. Anything I haven't asked?
We cover all your upcoming stuff, the HPV thing on August 22nd.
Caregiver event in November.
Okay.
Nothing else now.
I know I'm such a great, interviewer that I would never miss anything.
Can people just show up at the August 22nd event?
No, you would have to go on our website. It'll be under events, and you'll click HPV awareness, and you'll find it. What
is the URL, the website?
It's Cancer Services.
GastonCancerServices.org.
Okay.
Yes.
Perfect. All right. I mean, of course, I don't ever remember websites. Google it and then
right.
get right and able to find things. So listen, I appreciate that, and of course, we'll make sure you guys get the final word. But we're gonna shift gears and make you guys answer a couple questions. And the first one is one. When you were here before, Kim, we had this long list of like local questions we asked. We kind of got away from that, but I'm gonna bring back one each episode. So, you probably haven't seen these questions, even if this wasn't on the questions we sent you, probably. So, Sam, Sundrop or Cheerwine?
Ooh, easy. Sundrop, but cherry lemon.
Cherry lemon Sundrop.
Mm-hmm. Cheerwine.
Cheerwine. All right, so we got a fight going on over there. I got you. So, Sam, if you could have coffee with one historical person, who would it be and why?
Ooh, that is a great question because I love history.
Yes, and I intentionally put you on the spot.
I know, and now I'm sitting here. I have so many people going through my head right now. I don't want to pick someone that's just like so on the nose because there's so many random people that I want to.
It's not really a test.
I'd say an easy answer, just completely easy to pick. Martin Luther King Jr. Just because he was a brave person, and I want to know what was it like to do that at that time.
Oh yeah, that would be interesting to hear his answers to those. Yeah, he had a journey.
Yeah,
to put it mildly. All right, Kim, how would you answer that one?
Ronald Reagan.
Oh,
that was the first person that popped in my mind.
Oh, good.
I've always been a big Abraham Lincoln. When I was a kid, I read all the books about Abraham Lincoln, but what a depressing person. But I just really admired what he went through, and what he did. But and like Martin Luther King Jr. at that time, to be so responsible for trying to hold a country together.
Yeah, sure.
I just can't imagine. But oh my gosh, the depression, he definitely needed some antidepressants. But Ronald Reagan, just, that was, the U.S. just shined. I don't know, it's not even the right word, but for under him, he just.
Yeah, he was the first probably politician that I really was old enough to pay attention to. Because, he was president when I was 10 to 18 years old.
I was in college.
And my, so the 88 election was the first election I actually voted in.
Wow.
So he's just this bigger than life person to me, just because that's when before him, I just wasn't paying attention to politics or anything like that.
I remember my brother had the famous Farrah Fawcett poster above his bed. My suite mate in college had a Ronald Reagan poster over her bed.
Wow. That's not something you see very often.
No, but he was awesome. He did so much.
Well, very good. So, remember, this is a podcast about Gaston County, why a lot of the positive things happening here. So, Kim, I'll start with you on this question. remembering that, besides cancer services, why would you say Gaston County is such a great place?
Besides cancer services, there are so many organizations out there. Being part of the United Way and seeing all these organizations that are out there to help our neighbors, I think we really try hard to take care of our neighbors. And, you know, I moved around a lot as a kid. I moved here in 1973. So, you know, I didn't really, I don't want to say didn't have a home. That's not right, because all my family is up in Pennsylvania, which there's not many left. I'm starting to feel like the lone survivor. But, you know, growing up here, I was in the 6th grade, and having roots here and being able to go into a store and see people I know, whether it be because I've lived here so long or because of cancer services or I went to school with them or whatever. I love that. And you have that here in Gaston County. I love that. That means a lot to me. Maybe because I don't have family down here now. I'm just my kids. So I love that about Gaston County.
Well said.
Yeah.
Sam, how would you answer that one?
Well, going off of that, because that was close to what I was going to say, I love how we're keeping our identity despite the growth that we're having. Like, we're obviously exploding in growth right now.
Can we save the trees?
Yeah, every time you look up,
that is interesting. Yeah, some neighborhoods keep them, and some
and we're getting so many people from
don't.
All over. But we're still Gaston County. We're still Gastonia at the end of the day, and it still feels like home. So I love that we're not as small as people think, but we still have our identity, and we're still Gastonia. So
yeah, I agree, and we're close enough to the big city if we need something.
Yes.
But yeah, no, I'm fine not ever going across the river if we don't
when
have to.
I was a kid, we had to go. You had to go to Charlotte to go to the malls or to go to nice restaurants or whatever. I remember going to O'Brien's there on. Do you remember O'Brien's?
Yes.
Oh, the ribs and stuff. It was awesome.
Yeah, that's what they were known for, I believe.
I
right?
know.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's funny.
But now you don't have to do that because there's restaurants here in Gastonia and Gaston County that you can go. And I love that I can walk into a restaurant. People, my Logans, they know me so well there. I don't even have to place an order. It's
That's
awesome.
funny, yeah.
Yeah. I love that. So I don't go to Charlotte very often anymore.
Oh yeah, there has to be a special reason.
Not for that. Yes, I go up and down the highway to get to my grandkids and near Concord Mills, but not to go to Charlotte to shop or anything.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
So, any last words before we close this episode out? This has been really terrific.
I'll just say, remember my name if you're working at any kind of organization here, because I reach out to people a lot, and I just want I can't talk. I want to make sure people know that who I am and what I do. So when I reach out to them, they're not a little, who is this girl? So Samarian Ray will be reaching out to different organizations in the county.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what it takes, right?
Yes. That's what it takes.
Yeah, it's not just some blind solicitation for business. It's helping an organization. Yeah, partnership, collaboration.
We have to be out there to make ourselves visible so that people know about us. And Sam has just done an awesome job of that. It's been crucial to what I do and me being out there and the people that I knew. I used to work for the Gaston Gazette, so I knew a lot of people before then coming to cancer services, and I've utilized those relationships still. So yes, it's meeting people and making relationships that makes such a huge difference. Just like you, Stephen. I mean, thank you so much for this opportunity to have us back.
Sure.
Thank you for all you do for cancer services and what you do for Gaston County. So thank you.
I appreciate you saying that. Listen, I'm a fan of the organization, have been for a long time. I've got firsthand knowledge of the work that you do. And for our listeners out there, we actually have a pink van in our fleet here that is, it has the Cancer Services logo on the side of it, and awesome. we donate every quarter a portion of the proceeds or revenue that van produces to Cancer Services every quarter. So we've been doing that. Gosh, I don't know how long we've been doing that.
A long time.
It's been a long time.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it's just some of those things. I get that quarterly reminder. Occasionally I say, "Sorry, Kim, I forgot, to do this quarter." So, but that's. I mean, I don't normally forget, but
no, you don't.
Yeah. So, but we do that just because we know the work that you do, and so my point there is, we got any listeners out there. When you call in, if you call us and need service, you can ask for the van. You can ask for the for the pink van to come. So, but we do appreciate that. And like normally, either end the podcast with a book recommendation and a quote, or I don't have a book recommendation this week, but I do have a quote for the week, and I do try to be intentional about thinking about our guest and the organization. And I just recently came across this one somehow, and it was from Tom Bodett. I remember Tom Bodett is the Motel 6 guy, I think.
Oh, wow.
That we'll leave the light on for you. Remember that? I think
Yes.
I think he was the like the CEO or something of Motel 6 when they kind of went through that some transformation. Anyway, he had a quote on hope, and he said, "They say a person needs just 3 things to be happy in this world: someone to love, something to do, and something to hope for." So I think the work y'all do gives people something to hope for, right? And that support is important, especially when listen. If you live long enough, you're going to have to deal with things like y'all deal with, right? And what you see families deal with, and my family is no different. We've dealt with it in the last 10 years, especially. We've dealt with 3 very serious health situations with our parents, and so that's just part of it. That's just part of the journey. But it's nice to have organizations around like you guys to help families get through that. So I'm appreciative of what you guys do for our community.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So to our listeners out there, thanks so much for taking time to listen to today's episode. Please continue to spread the word if you can about the podcast. And don't hesitate to contact us here at our email address, which is podcast@gastonsgreat.com. We are always looking for suggestions for future podcast topics and guests. You can find the podcast and subscribe at the website, gastonsgreat.com, or anywhere you listen to podcasts. And please follow us on all our social media platforms. Thanks again to Kim and Sam for being our guests today. Gaston's Great is produced and brought to you this week by Amy Anderson and Rachel Long from GSM Services. I'm your host, Stephen Long. Thanks again for hanging out with us, and please keep coming back to hear more reasons why Gaston's great.